Here we are at the 41st President's Library. George Bush. We're going into this library. I don't think we're gonna stand so much so far, but we'll see.
How you doing?
Hey.
Signify the original 13 states. The stars that form a circle around the eagle represent all 50 United States. The symbol for peace represents the president's
I hope all of you have as much fun.
Which is essential for victory.
Soon afterwards, as a herald of one of these first United States, like the communication center of the United States, and its core that standing territorially they have to be it again.
I also was told by the intelligence officers that we could encounter fairly heavy fire. You could just feel the danger because you could see all the black puffs and anti-aircraft fires highly concentrated. Some way about halfway down the run I was hit. You could feel the plane go push forward like that, up and forward, and then suddenly it was all engulfed in flames.
But Bush held course and unloaded his bombs untroubled.
Time to pull out.
John Manning tragically Bush himself landed in the sea and gave himself onto the boat. Finally, he was picked up during American Senate.
Starting school, while young George, the oldest Bush boy, is already a college freshman. He spent his entire summer working at Bush headquarters, assembling campaign material, answering
Give me this. Give me that. Put in your pocket.
and now he's now president of the United States.
In so doing, he turns an occasion for doubt into one national pride.
So you see what happens now. George Bush becomes the ultimate prize winner of becoming 41. He now becomes the 43rd president of the United States. And here we are. He ends up becoming 41.
But the thing is, nobody would have said Rachel.
Dude, was this intentional? They do a half scale?
Very popular.
Until then, I wish the show continued success. And now the host tonight, a young fellow named Dana Carvey, has asked me to introduce the show. He's a friend of mine, know him well. Bar and I met him up here at the White House. Walked off with a pen that had belonged to James Madison. Secret Service beat him up pretty good.
Could have been an hors d'oeuvre. In truth, it had been the closest of calls. George, Mrs. Bush said, in Maine last July, in their great old age, was lost in sense. You must have been saved for a reason.
Special personal gift from Henry fiance now my wife Barbara. Such a historic night. One of the things I love in life is playing golf.
It's from his state. I think George Bush, besides Reagan, and I think LBJ for the library that I didn't film, sorry, that I took some footage from his Oval Office. I think the most things that he got, here's a nice photo of Barbara and Princess Di. I think that's my favorite photo of Princess Diana, or Lady Di as I take the color. But love it. It's a doll. Camp David. Berlin Wall. Real. Other things from the Berlin Wall. Remember, the Berlin Wall came down right after Reagan, and after Reagan, the Berlin Wall actually came down during Bush's presidency. This is like the briefing room, I believe, during Bush's administration. There was one at Reagan's, but again, I didn't see it because they shut it down. Very nice. The Situation Room. This is where the president would sit. This is where the president would sit. Oh my God, these seats are old. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna sit here. These are the seats. This is the seal. Next briefing is 4 minutes. Not gonna take a chance. All right, next.
Over the past 4 months, you have won. But history was judged as one of the most important deployments of Allied military power since 1945. And I have come here today to personally thank you. The world is watching.
George Bush got into this war and got out with a night like this.
Shoemaker reported to me on his nearly 7 hours of conversation with the Iraqi Prime Minister Tariq Aziz. Secretary Baker made it clear that he discerned no evidence whatsoever that Iraq was willing to comply with the international agreement everybody has to care about.
This is right after the war, so that's it. He got out, and that was it. And then, of course, the thing is, saying that he said no new taxes. Well, that basically destroyed his chances for re-election. He decides to get
when
out.
the votes were counted, President Bush had lost the election.
Oh yeah.
But he left office with integrity and honor, embracing the future with his customary
He left.
and enthusiasm.
This is the dedication of this library, and this is the boat that he would spend all his life. I remember Bush, myself, I remember Bush Sr. He spent the majority of his life. He was well respected and right up to his death in 2018. All the medals. Bush spent the majority of his presidency being holding the title of the oldest man in office. the end of his life, George Bush Sr. would hold the ranks of one of the oldest men in office. Finally, at the end of his life, George Bush died on November 30th, not 2018. And that was it.
Its exhibits and all of the documents and artifacts taken by the speaker belong to all Americans. It is our mission to preserve these materials.
At the end of his life, he stood here in the rotunda and finally had his answers. Thus, we will go to the grave now before it starts to rain. So at the end of his life, George Bush decided that he would retire from service, retire from everything. And so on, I believe, December 18th, 2018, he was laid to rest right next to the library. So you have to take a very short walk. And so the graves are somewhere on the opposite side of the library. So you have to take it's a quite a walk to get to the grave. So what I understand it is that after he retired from service, the grave, he just went back to Cape Bumport, which is his home, and he decided to just retire. He went to 3 presidential inaugurations, his sons, Obama's and Trump's. He did not return to politics nor got involved in politics, as I understand it, and he didn't involve himself in politics. So this is where I have to now find the grave. So Bush dedicated his life to service for years. So now I'm gonna find his grave and head to his sons. So the graves are right there. And so I'm checking the time to make sure that the graves are open and the weather is okay. This is other top line in the library says, this is a quote from his inaugural address. This is George Bush saying, "Let future generations understand that the burden and the blessings of freedom, let them say, we stood where duty require us to stand." This is George Bush saying this, and his inauguration, 1991. Of course, that's in 1991. That of course that's not inaugural. No.
How you doing?
So, I need to inform you, Barbara Bush died a couple months before her husband. She died in April of 2018. 6 months later, her husband died. He died in November 30th, 2018. Barbara died to a ripe old age. And then George Bush died of old age. And he had a state funeral that took place on December 9th, 2018. They were laid to rest here. on the grounds of the library. George Bush spent his entire life in public service. First and foremost, he was a military man. Also, he was someone who served in World War I. He was the last president of the United States, one of the last presidents of the United States to have served in World War I. On top of that, he served his country with dignity. Next to his daughter, next to him is his daughter Robin. She was only 4 years old when she died of leukemia. Barbara died 6 months before him. I don't know about you, but this is the sanctuary of kindness and respect.